Good evening and welcome to MSU's Inside Out. I'm your host, Tyler Lubin, always joined by
Howard Wade here. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a stacked show for you today. We weren't here last week, so a lot of news to catch up on. I will be joined with a guest interview, Kirsty Jackson, and Josephine will also have our weather update. Tyler, what else do we have on deck?
I'll also have an interview. One of our seniors in the communications department, Lauren Reed, is here. We also hear from sports and a lot of new faces on the show today, so it should be really a good time.
I anticipate it. Speaking of new faces, we have Braden with our news update. Braden, what do you have for me?
Well, Howard, I know that you guys have been working on the bubble out there very hard, and
Yeah.
I imagine it's a little bit chilly out there.
Oh no, let's not sugarcoat it, Braden. It's been cold, windy.
Yeah, gotta love that North Dakota wind. Speaking of cold, the Minot State Student Social Work Organization is freezing for a reason this month in hopes to acquire some food and money to help out the homeless community in Minot. Members and volunteers stand out and freeze, experiencing homelessness firsthand. If you wish to donate, you can do so by stopping by the parking lot at Marketplace Foods, 1620 South Broadway, from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. on November 20th and 21st, or by freezing with the Student Social Work Organization. An online viewing of Father and Son, The Beast Within Us will be available from the Northwest Arts Center. This is an exhibition of acrylic paintings, prints, and drawings by Paul and Dakota Newt. The exhibit will be on display from today until December 16th in the Walter Peel Gallery at the Northwest Arts Center. If you have been experiencing problems with Blackboard when using Microsoft Edge, you are not alone. An update to Edge has been preventing a download of certain files. The IT office recommends using Chrome or Firefox instead. For questions, you can contact Doug Tiedman and Sherry Salviat. If you're looking to have some fun and learn about starting and running a business, you can take part in the Adult Show and Tell on Tuesday, November 30th, from 6:30 to 7:30 p.m. in Old Main 308. This event, sponsored by the Minot State Veteran Entrepreneurship Training Program, will feature local entrepreneurs sharing personal experiences as well as free drinks and appetizers. The fourth COVID-19 vaccine clinic will be held on November 19th from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. in the Conference Center in the Student Center. Also, keep in mind that the $100 vaccination incentive is still in play until December 31st. To qualify, you must submit proof of both shots for Pfizer and Moderna or one shot of Johnson & Johnson on the Student Health Online portal. If you're feeling ill, you can get tested for COVID-19 in the Student Health Clinic. For more information about everything related to COVID-19, you can visit minotstateu.edu. If you have ever wanted to learn the ukulele and play it like Jason Mraz, Kate Miller has the opportunity for you. Join her in Old Main 121 on December 6th from 7 to 8 p.m. for a ukulele soiree. No experience is necessary. You can also sign up for Music $2.99 for the spring semester on Tuesdays from 3 to 3:50 p.m. Howard, do you play any instruments or are you planning on learning any?
Probably should learn the ukulele. That sounds pretty cool. I could play the saxophone and trumpet. Still want to learn the piano as well. So, yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, that sounds like something exciting to get involved with, the ukulele. Get some nice sounds out of that. She is a senior here at Minot State University from Essex, England, and corporate fitness and business major. None other than Kirsty Jackson, who's here with me today. Kirsty, thank you for joining me.
Thank you for having me.
Now, let's talk about K-Jacked. That is something that's just gotten started. Why start K-Jacked 11?
So I've always grown up with like just being around fitness. I'm a soccer player, so I've always been into weightlifting. So I wanted to kind of create something that people could look at. Maybe like they're new to the gym, they're not too sure where to like start.
Yeah.
So for me, it was like I really want to make like a platform, so like TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, and like just go from there, like help people like to know where to start, kind of thing.
All right, no, sounds pretty cool. Now, you said growing up. What age are we talking about? Because fitness is something that can mentally and physically just drain you. So at what age did you seriously hone in on fitness being a part of your everyday life?
So I would say, so from the age of like 10, 11, I've always kind of grown up with it. So my dad, he's into bodybuilding. So it was always in my life, like weights, the gym.
I bet.
So yeah. like going in the kitchen, there's like protein shakes everywhere.
Yeah.
So yeah, like growing up with that, so I was just like always kind of around the gym. It's like mine and my dad's hobby. He kind of taught me everything that I know now, kind of thing, just the basics.
Yeah.
And so yeah, I kind of, when I came to America, I learned a lot more knowledge, and I was like, this is something I'm really passionate about, something I really want to go into.
Okay.
So.
Do you have any fitness goals for yourself at this time that you're trying to achieve, or not really?
So like just soccer-wise, just staying fit, keeping my cardio up. I want to get strong, obviously, so that will be beneficial on the field.
Yeah.
But yeah, for me, it would just be like, I would love to get toned. Like I see these girls who are like, I don't necessarily want to get skinny. That's not like my aim.
Yeah.
But to get toned and to get like muscular and just look strong, that's
Okay.
what I want to do.
I get it. I can see where you're coming from. Track and field, you're soccer, so cardio is a big part of both of our athletics. So this is for me. I am going through a bone bruise in my ankle and some Achilles strain. So do you have any tips for me that I can, like post-injury rehab, anything like that I can work on to help with that?
So just strengthening up the surrounding muscles, I would say.
Okay.
So obviously cardio is a big thing during track.
Yeah.
So just maybe keeping that weight off the ankle for now, and then doing a lot more cardio, but based with like upper body stuff. You don't necessarily have to use your ankle. So you could go on the bike, you could maybe do the rower or like HIIT workouts just to keep yourself fit. But rehab wise, I would say a lot of band work on your ankle just to strengthen it up. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. And that is true. I have been doing.
Yeah.
I have been doing all of those. All of those. I have been doing it, I must say. Now, give our viewers some insight on what a strength and conditioning workout might look like if they work with you.
Okay, so it kind of depends where
Where they are.
they're at.
Okay, let's say we're talking about a 19-year-old college girl who just wants something to do in college, has the wellness center at her advantage, doesn't just want to sit in the dorms all day, but not really into sports, but still want to stay fit.
Right.
Let's go from there.
Okay, so I would give her a plan of maybe like 2-3 times a week to start with.
Yeah.
And then, so that's going to look like cardio maybe once or twice a week, maybe incorporate that into a warm-up. So it's not all cardio, because I know it can be boring, just running, no offense.
No offense taken.
Yeah, so cardio and then some upper body. So you'd have upper body days and lower body days. So upper body would maybe look like basics, so body weight stuff, a lot of core work, and just giving her an insight on like machinery and like maybe like some cable work in there as well. Just the simple things to start with.
Now, quickly, let's talk about your thoughts on nutrition and what to eat, because so many people have the thought. I know me, I eat a lot, and I don't look it, but I eat a lot.
I can imagine.
But like, so what are your tips on how someone should be eating when trying to stay fit?
So like you said, I think it all kind of depends what sport you're in.
Yeah.
So all different sports will eat a different amount. So for me, like during season, and I'm sure for you as well, you eat a lot of carbohydrates, a lot of protein, a lot of fats. Like your macronutrients are so high. But out of season, it's going to look completely different.
Okay.
So like for me, my carbs are really, really high during season. Out of season, not so much. I kind of cut away from that and try and up my protein. But
Okay.
yeah.
Well, thank you for all those great tips on how to stay fit. Ladies and gentlemen, that's Kirsty Jackson, KJax11 founder, and take some notes. When we come back, though, we will have our weather update from Josephine, and Tyler Lubin will be joined by Senior Lauren Reeves for his guest interview. Stick with us.
I've been cheering since I was a freshman in high school. I coached for about 2 years. I was a head coach there. It's always been my life. I really love how involved all my teachers are, and they really care. I get a lot of real-world experience here. Public relations to me is all about helping an organization, a business, an individual be shed in a positive light. That's what it's all about. For the KMSU auction, we go around to businesses, we get donations. I got to auction off the packages on live TV. I loved everything about it. I can't tell you how much fun I had. I never knew what I was going to do, and I never had any passions. I have a broadcasting degree. I felt I was at home at school, and I finally felt I was on the right path, and I was actually going to like what I'm doing and be good at it.
Minot State's small enough that you get to experience a lot of good things. To get into radio right away, TV right away, work as a director, a producer, or a talent on the show. It's really fun to be involved doing all those things. We've got the new technical equipment. Everything you work with here, for the most part, is going to be out there in the real world. Neil Roberts is a great mentor. He has been seasoned in TV and radio and able to bring that experience to the classroom, and he's personable. He has a passion for it, and he wants everyone else to share that passion as well. I'm the director and producer of Inside Out. I work with a lot of different people and make sure that everyone's satisfied and everybody's working together to make communication what it is. Over this semester, everybody's worked together and found this rhythm with each other, and it all just comes together. It makes a really nice finished product.
Chilly weather outside. And Josephine has more with our weather update. Josephine?
Hi, it's getting super chilly here in Minot. Currently it is 28 degrees with a high of 28 and a low of 19. Going into the 7-day forecast, we start with 45 degrees on Friday. It's getting a little bit more warm. And then going into Saturday and Sunday, we have 43 and 34 degrees, dropping down with the 12 degrees till Monday, and going up again to 41. Going into next week, we have 41 degrees on Tuesday, 48 degrees, and closer to Thanksgiving, we have 30 degrees and 25 degrees. So it's going to be a nice evening to celebrate Thanksgiving with the people you love. Going to the current temperature, we start in Williston with 32 degrees, going into Minot with 28 degrees, Dickinson with 36 degrees, and then we have Bismarck with 30 degrees, and Grand Forks with 25 degrees, and Fargo with 30 degrees. So it's getting okay, not too cold, but it's still getting pretty chilly. Going into the women's basketball team is going to Marshall, Minnesota with 45 degrees, dropping down to 21 degrees on Saturday with 37 degrees, and then dropping down to 27 degrees on finally Sunday with 32 degrees. We are going to Lagos, Nigeria this week, where our great audio guy is working with us today. So currently it's 82 degrees in Nigeria, Lagos, with a high of 88 and a low of 77. So over there it's pretty warm, pretty nice, considering Minot is on the low of 28. So you guys, have you wanted to go to Africa to this warm heat ever, or do you just like it in Minot?
Oh, this time of year it would be nice, but don't have a lot of adult money going around right now, but eventually I'll definitely bank my way out there.
Right.
As the first semester comes to an end, some seniors are getting their diplomas a little bit early. One of our own communications major, Lauren Reeves, joining us today. Lauren, thank you for being here.
Thanks for having me.
How are you feeling with graduation on the horizon?
Excited. It hasn't quite hit me yet. Probably will eventually, but I'm definitely excited to have it come up soon.
Being a part of track and field, how have you managed kind of the life of a student athlete?
I learned early on that time management was the thing I needed. I just sort of set myself in a schedule of what I need to get done and just kept through it throughout the time.
Being from California myself too, how has the transition been? I know it's been, now it's almost said and done. How would you say the transition has been?
It was hard at first. I got excited seeing snow, and then after a while I got sick of it, but 3 years later, it's been great living here and getting to know the people in the area and getting used to the weather as well.
Oh, I could have said that better myself about the snow. Now I know this is kind of a, what's it called? Kind of like a broad question. What is kind of your plan after you graduate?
First, mostly just to get back to California and hopefully either find an entry job or intern. I just want to sort of get my career started and see where it takes me, either in marketing or journalism or something in between.
Now, being a comm major, what would you say your favorite experience has been?
Oh, geez. I've enjoyed the classes, mostly journalist ones, just learning the different ways of writing that I can take. I guess also being a part of the newspaper has been exciting for me as well.
You bring up the newspaper, so part of being part of Red and Green, would you say journalism is one of your passions?
Yeah, it's definitely broadened. When I first came here, I wasn't really sure. But getting more involved with the Red and Green and with the whole department has definitely driven journalism to be one of my top interests and passion.
If you had to suggest someone kind of going into journalism, what would you kind of tell them about kind of taking that next step to being a writer?
I would say talk with the professors for sure, and just get into the writing as much as possible, and I guess find like your style of writing and what you like and what topics you like writing about as well.
Is there any one specific area you wrote in the newspaper, or were you kind of just a all-over writer?
I did take up the features editor, but before that I was sort of all around, mostly doing news, but I did some sports, so I've kind of done everything, I guess.
What would you say college has kind of taught you about yourself?
That I'm more willing to do things than I thought I would. Before I kind of just shut out certain things. I'm like, there's no way I would do that ever. And then college, just sort of being sort of required to take classes has piqued my interest in things and made me realize I kind of enjoy stuff more than I thought I would. So it's, I guess, broadened my interest more.
Now, this being your last winter, I know we talked about snow earlier,
Yeah.
but being from California myself, snow definitely was one of the big shock factors for me. What is your overall kind of feel on the winters in Minot?
They're definitely brutal, but I feel like they sort of make people tougher out here. I mean, I know when spring comes, just getting people being out here and be like, oh, it's just 40 degrees, it's t-shirt weather now, and walking around in shorts and flip-flops, whereas in California, everyone's going to be like bundled up wearing coats and hats and stuff. So it definitely toughens you up and sort of makes you appreciate the different temperatures.
One final kind of question, and this is kind of like a sentimental one, but what will you miss most about Minot?
I think definitely the people. I've grown close, especially with my teammates. They're like family to me now, and I'm kind of sad that everyone's from all over the country and even out of the country, so it'll definitely be hard to get to be close with them in the future.
Well, thank you for joining us today. We all here at KMSU wish you the best, along with all the other seniors. We'll be right back with sports from these underwriters. Thank you very much. And welcome back. A lot going on in the sports world, and our very own Cole Clementis does always a great job on a weekly basis of giving us kind of the whole rundown of what's going on.
Yeah, and perfect time to be around here for Minot State Athletics. We are now transitioning into the winter sports season. We'll also get a quick recap on some fall sports, but also the Minot State men's hockey team will be performing in a big showcase coming up here pretty soon. I'll have more on that. But yeah, hello, Beaver fans. I'm Cole Clementis back again with your Inside Out Sports. The fall sports season, like I said, is officially over for Minot State Athletics. Taking a look at some of the final matches, the football seniors were sent off into the sunset with a 28-20 win over Concordia St. Paul. Volleyball was unable to collect a final win at home for the seniors as they dropped 3-0 also to Concordia St. Paul. And finally, the soccer team, after a hot start to the season, comes up empty in an underwhelming finish in the first round of the NSIC tournament. Once again, it was also against Concordia St. Paul by a 1-0 final score. Hockey season remains a hot commodity in Minot as the Beaver Men's Club picks up a midweek 2-1 victory over their in-state rivals from Jamestown. The Beavers will go to Illinois next to participate in the mid-season ACHA Chicago Classic. Beavers head coach Wyatt Waslinchuk says the team is looking forward to the showcase.
No, we're excited to head to Chicago tomorrow night. We got a long bus ride, but there's going to be 7 other real good ACHA Division I teams there, and all that we know as of today is that we're going to start with Arizona State on Friday at about 3 o'clock, and then it's a little bit of a winner's bracket. It's kind of a cool little preview of what you would look at in terms of a national tournament. We'll play 3 games in 3 days, and looking forward to playing some stiff competition for sure.
The Beavers head into the Classic on a 10-game winning streak to start the season at 10-0. Basketball season is underway on campus. The women's team split with Black Hill State in their opening weekend at home. Beavers got started with a 55-52 win, but dropped the second of a back-to-back 56-55. Standout forward Amber Stavan, who is also named NSIC Player to Watch, combined for 42 points in the series. And then both the women's and men's took care of Dickinson State on home court, going 2-0 on the night. Capping off the midweek home slate were the MSU men's with a dominant showing over Yellowstone Christian College, winning by a score of 112-50. Max Cody, a conference player to watch, and Minot High alumni Jackson Gunville combined for 43 points. Melvin Newburn led the team with 10 rebounds. Going back to the rink, where Minot State women's hockey had a field day with the Minnesota Golden Gophers, the Beavers, coming off a great weekend of performances from Jessica Walker and Riley Ball, swept the series with a total of 17 goals scored. Jordan Ivanko and Haley Beaver in net combined for 1 goal against. That is all we have for this week on KMSU Sports. There are no home games for Beaver Athletics this weekend, so best of luck goes out to all MSU and other Minot sports teams competing on the road. Be sure to hit up msubeavers.com for all your live streaming needs on select games. Tyler Howard, Sophia Lewis was just named Outstanding Senior Athlete of the Year for the NSIC. Not only great for her, but also how much does recognition like this help for Minot State?
Definitely. Anytime you get an honor like that, and especially at Minot State, I feel like that's great for the athletic department as it's trending in the right direction.
Yeah, I agree. And it's just another accolade for Sophia to add to her illustrious career. Speaking of Minot State soccer program's future, that obviously helps us look better, coming off one of our, I think, best seasons of the past few years. So,
oh, yeah. I mean, can't really beat a 9-game win streak to start the season in conference play, so that was impressive.
Yeah, you got a lot of high school girls who should be excited to join this program. So.
Oh, yeah.
Most definitely, especially when you talk about kind of athletics trending in the right direction. I think it's always kind of good to talk about accolades and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Now, hockey girls, what are they up to this weekend?
They're actually in Michigan, so they're going to play a 2-game set with the Adrian College Bulldogs, and then they'll be against Michigan Dearborn as well. So they're going to be spending some time in the Midwest here, and really tough matchup against Adrian. I don't know much about Michigan Dearborn, but it should be a good weekend slate of games for the women's team for sure.
Have they lost any games this year? I don't think so.
They have lost one to Adrian once already, and I think once to Midland, and that was actually in a showcase in Nebraska. I forgot what it was called, but it was they had a bunch of games down there in Nebraska, and Yeah, Beavers went 0-4 on both games, so hopefully looking for some revenge against Adrian this time around.
Okay.
Awesome.
Well, thank you, Cole, for our sports update. And I think it was a great show. Tyler, we had new faces that came on, did a wonderful job. Braden did a wonderful job with our news update. Josephine did a great job with our weather. So, great show.
Definitely next week we will be off. We will not be on air. And keep in mind the week after that will be the KMSU auction. And the week after that will be our season finale. Thank you for your time tonight and have a nice Thanksgiving.